In this video, I'm going to share the process that I used for converting some Ace AF1 hollows to an inverted Kingpin setup. If you've decided you want to give it a try, hopefully it's helpful for you. Alright, so we've got everything we need to get started. We've got our trucks, we've got a skate tool, hammer, drill, and we've got a board with a notch in it, so there's room for the Kingpin when it eventually comes free from the base plate. So I do want to stress how important it is to get a heavy-duty hammer like the one I've got here. It's a 4-pound mini sledge. If you use a regular claw hammer, it's just not going to work really well, and I'm going to show you an example why. They just don't have enough meat to them. I ruined like 3 or 4 Kingpin nuts figuring it out the hard way. Now I've done standard film and thunder trucks with the claw hammer and got them out no problem because they've got a softer base plate. But these Aces, they're a lot stronger, so you definitely want to upgrade your hammer. So once our trucks are disassembled, we're going to fasten the base plate to the board. I just use 2 screws, and you just want to make sure to get them as snug as possible with the Kingpin lined up over the notch. So I just used an old 3/8 inch nut that I found to thread onto the Kingpin to keep it from mushrooming out while I was hitting it, because that can then give you trouble removing it from the base plate once it's been dislodged. So we've officially reached the point of no return, and it's time to start hammering out the Kingpins. One thing I should have done was secure the board a little better. Making sure it's kept still and dampening any potential vibrations will help make your hits more successful. But I was still able to get these loose with like 4 or 5 knocks. And we're ready to move on to reassembly. So we've got all our components here. We've got JB Weld. We've got our new Kingpins. We're going to use these Acer Racing titanium Kingpins. They seem really nice and they're super light. I've seen some other pals with them on their setups, so I decided to give them a shot. Here's their website. Obviously skate hardware isn't their main focus, but they've got bearings, titanium Kingpin nuts for $12. They've got mounting hardware for $30. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pay that much for that stuff, but there it is. Alright, so we're almost fully assembled. There's no Kingpin nut on there yet, so once we get that on and tightened down, we'll get some more clearance. I want to at least get it tightened down a little bit before putting on the JB Weld to make sure we get everything in place. Alright, so now it's time to start mixing up our JB Weld. We just want to use equal parts of both. I just use a toothpick to mix it up until it's a nice even gray. Then I just use a toothpick and start dabbing away, making sure to get it down into the space in between the nut and the base plate to form a good bond. The last set of these I made some score marks on the inside of the base plate because I thought it might help keep it from coming loose since the cavity on the inside of the base plate is completely circular, but I don't think it was necessary, so I didn't do it this time. So I just take my time with this part. JB Weld doesn't set up fast, so there's no real reason to rush. And then making sure it's spread evenly, I use a clean toothpick and just make swipes across to smooth it out to make sure that there's none that dries sticking up higher than the bottom of the base plate. Alright, so we've got both of our trucks ready to go. We've got them propped up, ready to cure, and the instructions say to let them go 16 to 24 hours. Fast forward to the next day and everything's looking good. And now that our trucks are finished, it's time to get them set up and try them out. Anyway, I hope you found this useful and thanks for watching.